And welcome. Today is Wednesday, right? So that means it's our midday check-in, but also it's new moon in Leo. So we have the sun in Leo, the moon in Leo, Venus in Leo. It is just taking that shine, taking those moments, taking those opportunities, taking those chances, taking that recognition and admiration, taking all this self-love, this confidence, this assuredness that you have, this readiness. Just tap into it as much as you can, okay? It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be amazing, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and, of course, start with our proverb. Then we're gonna go ahead and go into what the new moon in Leo means, and then we'll go ahead and break into the reading a little bit more just to see how it's kind of going for the midday check-in. So it's kind of a special moon reading along with the midweek check-in, okay? So let's 22, okay? Let's see also what we have for the. We have 22, 48, and 52. Okay. So again, this is for like our midday check-in as well as what the new moon will bring. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and rate 22, which is our midday check-in. Midweek within the midday of the check-in. That's what I meant. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do grace. So this Wednesday, today, grace. Above mountain, below fire. Fire from deep within the mountain bursts forth and shines light upon the darkness. But such a light only brightens the area that surrounds it. Most of the mountain remains dark. A state of grace is achieved when one sees the beauty in what is right before one's eyes. Focus on what is light and good, not the overwhelming darkness beyond. Okay, so there we go. So with all of this is saying again, it's just taking grace, taking being more grateful, just seeing your blessings, living more in the present moment, which is again is that new moon that in Leo. It's allowing that to take hold for you. So the affirmation is fire from the mountain, a burst of beauty, which is also with the Venus, the beauty, the relationships, the confidence of that, the standing of that. We're also in the shadow period of Mercury going in retrograde. Yes, there are other planets. So it's a means of if I'm able to take this in and see everything for what it is right now in this moment, how beautiful it is, how grateful I am, the light that I'm exuberating on this mountain, and that can also bring in others that are also bringing me grace as well. It just allows things to go a lot more smoother. So for this Wednesday, just kind of live by grace, live your life in grace. Just kind of, okay. Next that we have is 48. All right. This is what we got in our weekly reading. So our weekly reading, of course, is including the new moon because that is within the week. So this is the new moon, kind of what that's going to tell for the collective. Okay, so we have the well, which is above water, below wind, in parentheses, wood. Civilizations come and go, but some things remain stable and essential. The well symbolizes the foundations of life that endure as outward social forms change. The wooden bucket is lowered into the water and drawn up generation after generation. So too does the spirit of humanity return again and again to draw from the well of divine wisdom. So we're pulling from that information of that. We're pulling from having the grace of looking at what it is right now and what we have, the information that we're able to hold. Pulling that in with the new moon, which is about clean start, new beginnings, clean slate. Just kind of like tabula rasa. This is start over, the revamp of it all, okay? The next one that we have is, the affirmation is wind within water, inexhaustible life force. So if you're noticing the beauty within, right, this Wednesday, the grace, the enlightenment that is able to still see and walk around the mountain, right, which is stability that has been formed, which leads us to 48, which is this inexhaustible life force of you being able to rely on the community that you built, rely on yourself, allow that well of information and things that are either coming from you, right, from your own epiphanies and or from other people, whatever it is, right? So the next one that we have is 52, which is keeping still, above mountain, below mountain. Okay. Mountains close together enhance each other's stillness and stability. They form a sanctuary where the demands of the world can be set aside and all movement ceases. When one centers into such a spirit of stillness, restfulness disappears. The heart is soothed into quietness. The time of keeping still will be followed by a time of movement. But for now, this movement is all there is. Okay? So right now it's just, again, standing in that stability that you have cultivated, that you have created, that has led you to this point, to this new start, to this new beginning. Right? It is, if we're pulling from the well continuously, that it is allowing us to take in what we're seeing right now in this present moment, in this present day, allowing grace with it, patience with it, understanding, confusion with it as well, and allowing yourself to see that you are illuminating in a way that is coming from the beauty inside, that is coming from the knowledge inside, the confidence, the self assurance, the I'm going forward, I'm assertive, I'm kind of like this stoic feeling, right? Okay, so pulling that all together. Did I read the affirmation for 52? I did not. We have a mountain range, the quietness of rest, right? So just take a moment, pause, reflect. That also helps you with seeing the light that you are currently illuminating, is by being able to stand still, right? When you're moving, you feel like it's going so fast, you feel like it's way ahead of you or it's so far behind you. But when you're able to stand still and see exactly what you're able to illuminate in this darkness and be strong in that, allows a strong foundation for continuation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull a card, and then of course we're going to read the new moon in Leo. So let's see what we got for what's going on more of a shadow side, of more of what we need to, the collective needs to understand, what they need to gather, what they need to develop and focus on, or what's working, signs, messages for relations. Let's see if we can get one card, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we have be bold and make the first move, which is cardinal moon. Cardinals are all about the first signs, either within their season, the first signs within the zodiac, the first house, things of that sort. Right, they're the first to start a project, to initiate, to be leaders here, right, to be seen, to be out front, to put their ideas, to be vocal, to be like, let's start this, let's do this, let's initiate this, let's put ourselves out there, right? Let's fuck up, try again, let's try a whole bunch of shit, right? We're thinking about Aries, Cancer, Capricorn. I always forget, and I'm so fucking sorry, I forget. I think it's Libra. Oh my god. In Libra, we're thinking about it sometimes. It's just a matter of sometimes we're just diving into shit, right? Not really thinking. It's like, why don't we just start it? And that's kind of just like, be bold, make the first move, just start something, do something. Sometimes that is the person holding you back is yourself. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and read the partner moon. Okay, so the affirmation for this is, I'm taking charge of my destiny. This is again letting you know I am allowing myself to walk with the assurance of knowing who I am and understanding that, which is all about this Leo energy, still in Leo season as well. So taking all of that in and understanding that, and the recollection and what it means for you, what it can do for you, of I am taking charge of my destiny. Your destiny is your life's purpose, your path of what you're going to be doing, what feeds you, what gives you that sense of energy, resources around you, whatever that leads to in that cultivation of that. It's just, I want to lay down today. And that cultivation of that. So taking that all in. Additional meanings, of course, are be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into power. The time for action is now. Come into your power. The time for action is now. And ask Ganesh, the Hindu elephant god, for help. Okay, and just to go back to the first one, be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Your heart, it's a means of protecting your heart, because sometimes we can get so drawn in our emotions that we're not actually taking care of our heart. We're not actually focusing and listening to what it actually wants and desires, and how to make sure that it's healing, that it's resting, that it's still expanding and growing, while neglecting, and it's still while not neglecting, but also still having the boundaries up, the reassurance up, right? So when it says be bold and follow your heart and your emotions, don't just like this is emotion led. When it's like, is my heart really in it? Is it just an opportunity that was presented, and it's just a matter of allowing the true connection of my heart's desire, the healing, what I'm listening to, that outreach, that growth, that expansion, along with my emotions that sometimes it may feel like this right now, but am I actually going to put my hard work into it once I start it, right? Because sometimes cardinal signs, we have a thing where we start something, but we won't finish it. And it's sometimes because our heart and our emotions are not in the same spot. Like we're emotional, like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, let's start this. And then it's like my heart wasn't really in it. I really had no desire to do this, no want to do this. So that's what it's meaning. Is like be bold and follow your heart and your emotions, right? Is this an emotion that's going to last? Is this an emotion that's going to push you and drive you to that force of understanding, right? So take that in and recognize that, okay? Um, Yes, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are all in the lead. It says it is a sign that something new is starting, and you quite possibly need to take a lead on it. So whatever idea you've been having, whatever conversations you've been writing or journaling or planning out, whatever you've been kind of thinking about, it's just time to take action. Especially with the new moon, it's literally about clean start, new clean slate, new potential, new beginnings, things of that sort. We just want to make sure that we're taking that in. So for the new moon in Leo, it is about confidence is your key to success. Success. Confidence is your key to success, right? And again, it is about you have to be seen, you have to be heard, you have to be out there, you have to be vocal, you have to be prominent, you have to be ready, you have to take charge. You have to, I am ready to take charge of my own destiny, of my own life, right? And allow myself to live in a way that is not an afterthought of self. The affirmation is I make time to have fun. Like I said, when you are doing that in the balance of heart, it is allowing, is your heart going to be in it? Is it something that you're going to enjoy in the long run? Or is it something that is just very quick, right? Very easy. It's kind of split thought that I had, but it wasn't really an actually planned out thought. Certain things of that sort, which will actually help you with that energy as well. Cardinal, new moon, that starting energy, that full force, that drive. Make sure that you are planning and you're thinking in a state of balance in that way, okay? I make time to have fun, and fun allows you to see that you can still live your life, still illuminate, still be bright, still be all of these things, and allow yourself to take that focus and that drive. Hello, love. So taking all of that in, that recognition with this new moon, you can still be seen without being seen, and that's the whole point of their saying start this. Okay? Additional meanings is it's time for you to show the world what you've got. Shine your light, have some pride. When you have pride, you actually take a sense of your work. You actually are loving it. You want to talk about it. You are actually putting thought and time into it. When the saying have some pride, it's like actually have some pride in your shit. You right? Like I take honor, I take joy, I take pleasure in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and what I'm speaking on and the actions, right? So spoil yourself, you've earned it. Again, allowing yourself to illuminate that light, especially now in the present, for that continuous well of foundation that you are building and that stability of the two mountains and that shifting. Spoil yourself. It allows yourself to not feel like you're always working with no means to an end. There are lots of different checkpoints, as I call it, if we're thinking in that point. Like you reach the game and it's like a checkpoint, you don't have to start back over. Award yourself in those moments. Give yourself rest, gratitude, spoil yourself, buy that thing that you've been thinking about, go eat that, indulge, whatever it is. You've turned someone's head, so somebody could be coming in. Leo energy is, like I said, very confident, very sure. And so if confidence is a key to your success, it could be a partner coming in, it could be an idea coming in, it could be someone coming in that is going to help push you forward in what you want to do and what you actually want to dive into. And that is also, again, that long lastiness. But you also have to recognize, again, the light that you are illuminating within the darkness, okay? They gave me another card that I wanted to save to the end, which is Surrender to the Divine, okay, which is a full moon card, which is about the end of things. But in order for things to end, things, of course, have to start, okay? So with the full moon, Surrender to the Divine is about letting go. It is about releasing. It is about recognizing that I don't need to hold on to every aspect of my plan in order for my plan to still work. right? I just need to start putting it to action, start putting it to forth. But if something doesn't work out, something slips up, somebody falls through, this didn't work out how I thought, I don't need to stick so much to the plan that I don't allow myself like to actually surrender to why that didn't possibly work out. As like, oh, spirit did that. They was working on the back end. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you knew me, right? And that can be the person that came in. I was watching you a whole lot. I just didn't know how to approach you, and this is the time. So it's a matter of allowing yourself to surrender to if things didn't go to your plan. Is your goal still there? Is your motivation still there? Is your desire still there? Is your action, is your force, is you still moving? Is it still there? Okay, then. That means the goal is still there. That means you're just changing the plan. Surrender to the divine. Allow yourself to not have to control everything, and that also allows you to rest and to actually enjoy your life and to have fun with it because you don't feel like you have to control every aspect. That's exhausting, that's too much, and that's draining. So, for the affirmation is I am getting the answers I need, and that also calms a lot of anxiety, stress, worry. Is like I don't know, I can't surrender to somebody. Find out you will get the answers that you need, but it's hard to gather something if you're still holding on to something. So again, your affirmation is I am getting the answers I need. Okay. Additional meanings are a wish you made may be about to come true. It's make or break time. Again, that's time to put that action in, that work in. Are you aligning that? There could be a sense of madness in the air. Breathe deep and stay calm. Yeah, it's going to be a sense of madness, baby. You may need to forgive someone to release negative energy. It's time to let go of the past and move on. Okay? This is about answers again to questions, the accumulation. It's the end of something. I have the knowledge, and that'll also help you with surrendering and starting again anew. Going on this path, taking yourself in this direction to be open, to be ready to actually plunge in, right? To be like, I got this. I got this. I'm really focused. I got this. I'm ready. That didn't work. Okay, that's fine. It's just a new way of doing things, and that is perfectly fine because that's what a new moon is about. And if you know anything about Leos, they're confident enough to try out some new shit, try out some new things. We're dealing with a lot of emotions, so let's take a gander, a peek, a look into seeing how our emotions are doing for the collective. Spirit, how are the collective emotions? Oh, you know they say the smarter you get, the more irritated or stressed out you get, the quiet you get. But also on the flip side, I say the smarter you get, the more kinder you get, the more graceful you get, the more patient you get. It's a matter of am I taking this knowledge and using it for the benefit of my release? Or am I taking this knowledge and using it in the hindrance of my baggage, right? Anything else, Spirit, of the emotions for the collective? Oh, I like that one. I'm loving your mental. I'm loving it's in a lot better spot. It's looking like for the most part. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. We're gonna go ahead and dive into this. We got. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into your mental because that's the one that has most cards, and I kind of like working that way. So mental, again, it's mental clarity. This is your mind state. This is what you're thinking about. This is what you're dreaming about. This is what you are thinking about, dreaming about, suddenly speaking a little bit because what you think you speak, what you speak is what you become. Thankfully, it is what you are vibrating and what you're sending out, right? It's what your subconscious, your daydreams, your fantasies, sometimes a little bit of your creativity, what is leading you, your actions, because your mental, again, is the first step. If your brain dead, pull the plug. If your heart's still pumping, you might have a chance, okay? So right now you're mentally, you may be feeling a little, I know that you were going through like a little bit of like shame, things of that sort, anger, right? Because it was a means of having to release something, let go of something, and there's someone. So for this card, I'm going to read it. It's guilty. So we're going to go ahead and tie into that. We have guilt is a huge vampire of our emotional well-being. It taxes the mind and spirit and can taint our self-concept, which is, we don't really want to do that, especially not during all of this where we're dealing with Leo and Venus, which is about the relationship of self as well. Although guilt is wired to the conscience to help discern wrongs of the past, it can crystallize and harden your ability to grow and move forward in life, which also leads. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. It says it can crystallize and harden your ability to grow and move forward in life, right? So again, it's that allowing that release, right? And when you are feeling guilty, you can either allow you to be like, damn, I fucked up, let me not do this again, let me apologize, let me take the precautionary steps so that way I can remove this guilt and forgive yourself and or forgive others, right? It leads back to that as well. But when it starts to fuck with you, it's a vampire of your energy, of your mental state, of your mind, of your spirit, and it becomes a lot. And it's hard to break free of actually growing when you don't feel like you've actually grown from the spot of actually understanding that you did something wrong. Once you understand that you did something wrong, it's not a means of like shaming yourself and getting disappointed and guilting yourself. It's a means like, okay, I did something wrong. Now, how do I correct this so that I don't do it again? So that I can correct the issue that I may have had with the person or the situation. For the means that it's just allowing yourself to actually be like, okay, like it said, ability to grow. If you cannot help discern the wrong, right? But if you're like, oh, the entire situation is wrong, all of it is wrong, it's like it never allows you to actually correct the traits, the characteristics, the actions, the ways that got you there in the first place, right? The ways that it connected you with these people, the ways that it got you in this situation, or in the way that you feel like you stayed too long, or in the way that you're like, okay, finally, whatever it is, it's a means of allowing yourself that if you don't discern the wrong that you did for this feeling of guilt, you want to actually take away the actual root of the problem, which could be how you are thinking, how you're speaking, how you're acting, whatever it is. And if this is a mental card and you're feeling guilty, it could be the way that you think and operate based off of something in the past. And that leads us back to the Wednesday card, the 22, which is allowing yourself to illuminate that darkness so that way you can continuously work on that shadow, right? Dancing, meditating, moving, taking a bath, screaming, singing, doing what you need to do to release that so that way you can start really working on that, okay? We have watermelon termillion, Apache tears, chrysocolla, and andalusite, okay? The next one that we have, luckily, that's why I said I'm loving that your mental state is in a better position, because the next one that we have is liberated, which is freedom. That's a true, authentic self, right? Like I'm allowing myself, which could be make sure that while you are doing that self-awareness to push yourself forward, you are giving yourself grace so that you're not feeling guilty. So that way you can really jump into this liberation that your mental state is really yearning for, wanting, and thinking about, of being free of the past, of being free of restrictive mindset, of being free of actions and self-sabotage, whatever it is, just the liberation of it all, of recognizing I'm going to be who I am, I'm going to do what I want, and when I do that, that allows true sense of freedom. So we have emotional liberation reclaims the happiness that all human beings deserve to experience. It comes from a place of understanding other people's feelings without sacrificing our own emotional needs and well-being. The experience of emotional liberation allows us to explore the world with confidence and compassion in our own unique way. I even wrote my own affirmation, which is free to be me while understanding other people. I love this, right? And again, it's a means of free to be yourself while still understanding other people, allowing that expansiveness, that growth. You're realizing I'm truly releasing and getting rid of these restrictive mindsets, habits, setting up boundaries while still giving love. Others might be doing the same. So let me give a little bit more thought, a little bit more grace. If I need to set it, a little firmer, then I'll do that. But it allows you to feel free to be yourself without restricting others and not having others restrict you. Okay? We have again the Andalusites, Vandanites or Vondanite, my bad. Sugalite and Selenite. Sugalite, haha, Steven Universe. Okay. The next one that we have for mental clarity is intellectual, right? So the last reading that we had was on Monday. It was about that growth of looking for that community, that expansion, that wisdom, the well, right? intellectual. Now you're looking for that. Now you're wanting that, and now you're recognizing that into being smart, being intellectual, being knowledgeable is not just book smart. I got a degree. It's like, oh, that's why I'm like a book smart or street smart. It's so many different ways to have knowledge, to have information, to have wisdom, right? I know a lot, but I don't know everything, right? And it's in a means of understanding that you are recognizing that, and you're recognizing where you are knowledgeable and where you can shine, where you can share, where you can be more liberated in that, okay? Intellect is not limited to academia and being book smart. There are multiple ways it can be expressed. Intellectual people are often creative, able to problem solve, think outside the box, communicate well, and express a high level of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Again, that heart with your emotions, so being able to operate and move forward. That is also emotional intelligence. Realizing that this is something that will not last for a long time, but it does still need to be acknowledged, which is your emotions and my heart, my desires, my intellect, and things are things that are rooted. That's that stability, but it should not be the only driving focus, right? It should be just something that allows a little bit more. It's like playing bowling with the little bumpers on. I'm still hit my target, just as a little extra cushion, and it might not go straight down the lane, but we're there, okay? So taking it all in, we have azurite, black tourmaline, green apatite, and labradorite, okay? And the reason why I brought up that you sometimes you get smarter is because you have irritated, which I'm going to read next, right? When you are allowing yourself to get this information, which is also where the full moon comes in, and you are starting over, you are seeing things from a different perspective while still being open and all this, it can lead to that irritation, which is energetic and transformational flow, which is what you are feeling inside, what this energy is cultivating, creating. It's like with a generator, and now it's using it to try to transform your thinking, your life, your actions, and it's irritated. Right? It can be irritated for a lot of things. It says irritability occurs when we encounter something that disrupts our homeostasis, which is change, which is new ideas, development, new information, a fresh start, like changing of, I'm hearing like moving, right? Or you had to now operate in a way where you're not talking to these people anymore, or being around these people anymore, or maybe you had to quit your job so that way you can do this, and you're a little irritated because I now have to really like, I can't blame anybody but myself if nothing works, right? It's certain things where it's just like it goes, and it's like it disrupts our homeostasis, which are like a circadian rhythm. It's something that we do consistently, right? It's like our plan. It's like we are creatures of habit. No matter how much we are very like, oh yeah, I can do all this every day, we are still very creatures of habit in a lot of things that we do, and when it disrupts that, it can piss us off. Okay, it can stand for not getting needs met, being in pain, or simply from another's disregard of our well-being. Sometimes its causes are out of our control, which can lead to lashing out or being on the verge of full-blown anger. So like I said, it's something not being met, something not there, something needed to change, something needed to shift, and that is the causing of irritation. So we have to realize that, especially if it's out of our control, and other people are always going to be out of our control, right? It's a means of recognizing, is this going to be full-blown anger, or am I going to transmute this energy that I'm feeling of irritation into something that I can use to starting something that I actually want. So we have Larimar, Amazonites, Danverites, and Apophiliite, maybe perhaps. But also, when you are feeling a lot of change, you can feel worn out. We got worn out, which is a physical motion, which is what your body is physically feeling. It's kind of like expecting a baby to come out of the womb and not be tired and hungry all the time. It's like just a few cycles: eating, sleeping, shitting, laughing, eating, sleeping, shitting, laughing, right? So it can kind of tear out your body. It becomes tired. It's like, damn, I'm really discovering a whole lot of new shit, a whole lot of new information, a whole lot of new actions. Now I have a new daily routine. Now I have a new way of doing this. Now it's just like whatever it is that can also worn out on you, because like it's you are literally creating a new homeostasis, a new circadian rhythm, a new way of being, and that can tear on your body. Not in like a bad way of not being able to rest, relax, have fun, enjoy life, but in a way of like you need to take heed of that as well, right? That's why irritated also comes from when you're in pain. Feeling worn out is the body's wisdom saying, pay attention. It may happen when we are not utilizing our emotional energy well or not listening to our body when we need rest. Cultivating an awareness of when we are beginning to feel like an emotionally wilted flower is the subtle cue that it is time for some self care, right? Indulge, treat yourself, spoil yourself, all of those things. Some means of like, what's the point of doing all this labor if you don't get to enjoy the fruits of it, you know? So we have citrine, ruby, gold, and I wanted to say phenacite. Phenacite actually came out of my mouth, which I think is correct. The last card that we have is compassionate, which we definitely did get last time. It is your intuitive feelings, your instinct to want to help, want to be out there, which is why it is your perfect time to be seen, to be heard, so that way you can give that more outreach through compassion, especially with you pulling up those boundaries a little bit more, you allowing yourself to see what you're able to illuminate for yourself and possibly others. It's just allowing you to be more liberated, as we would say now. Okay? Being compassionate allows us to view things through another person's perspective and gives us an undeniable drive to initiate action to help. Our feelings of compassion serve as an advocate to help release the burden of another's suffering. Okay? We have rhodochrosite, grossular, it literally says grossular, garnet, seraphinite, and peridot. And what it can mean for that, especially with this being the well and us being those two mountains that are steady, make sure that, you know, like you have those steady resources. And that can also grow, and that can also push, and that can also change, right? Okay. There we go. Okay. Last time we were dealing with like some in between issues, but what I do just want to do is I just want to go ahead and get into what's happening for this new moon in Leo and this midweek check-in. Because it's given that you kind of are getting your footing, you're kind of getting there, and Spirit is like, with this happening, we don't want you to get knocked right back off your path. So let's take a gander. Let's take a look. Actually, what I do want to do before I pop into this one, let's go ahead and see what's going on with love. I know we were dealing with some family things, as well as some relationship things, some new relationships, relocating, some traveling, some fun, some recognizing who and who not to deal with in your family, in your relationship, in your life, chosen and non-chosen. Spirit, what do we have for the love for the new moon in Leo, as well as the midweek check-in for the collective? Moon in Leo, as well as the midweek check-in. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. We have worth the wait. Worth the wait. We have friends to lovers. Friends to lovers, worth the wait. Okay. So it could be that it's worth the wait. A person is feeling like now's the time to do it, now's the time to rush in. Maybe gauge the situation a little more, have a conversation, an actual true conversation, right? And having that. Make sure that you are open to receiving all. When you go in, make sure that you are not expecting anything but an answer of respect, love, and just openness and understanding of you guys' relationship, right? Not saying it's not gonna last, not saying it's not gonna work, not saying you guys are not gonna get together. Just means that sometimes when we go in there with the expectation of hearing what we want to hear, or it going in a certain way, it kind of closes any other thing. We don't want to do that, or we think other things and it's not really that. So allow yourself to be open to communication for that on both sides, because it will be worth the wait, because maybe they're not ready right now. Maybe they're like, maybe later on it'll work out, but it doesn't mean that. Spirit is also saying free yourself, right? For yourself of, I'm hearing the mindset of how a relationship has to go. And then it means of like the timeline of it, how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to feel. It is for you to experience that love, not to see it in TV, not to hear it on radios or in stories or to read in books or to see from. It is for you to experience. And in order for you to do that, you have to be more liberated. You have to be like 22, that illuminating light of allowing yourself to know who you are, understanding who you are, and not literally. It's so hard to see, but they're holding on to like this rose that also has barbed wire on it. So for yourself, of mindset of what it should look like, what it should feel like, what it will be, what they will say, what is free yourself. And just allow yourself to experience this love. And that is what is also where worth the wait comes in, because you have to, while you're waiting, right? And not a means of like impatient waiting like, and again in that 22, in that present moment of being grateful for all that is around you, grateful for what you're able to see, enjoy, taste, smell, hear, right? Do within that action. It is worth the wait. It is like reading a really good book and not skipping to the end. And once you get there, it's like, oh, I'm so glad. All the little juicy details. You don't want to miss out on the details, because you are like, this has to go this way, this way. In this mindset, free yourself from that mindset, from that thinking. It can lead to a lot. We have, it is safe to fall. So that can mean a means of that as well. It is a safe to fall, to realize like maybe just give yourself to actually fall even more in love with this person, enjoy this person more, experience this person more, cultivate a better relationship with this person, right? We have bad timing. Can we get a little bit more clarification on open up? Okay, that makes sense. So again, it's that means of allowing yourself to open up, to be more vulnerable to not what you were just expecting to happen, but opening yourself up to what you want to experience to happen, right? Allowing all of your sensories, not just the 5 that we have, right? Limiting yourself to that, but to more and experiencing that, right? So it could be bad time. Like I said, it's worth the wait. Don't push it. Don't force it. Don't do that. Allow yourself to truly be free, truly be liberated, truly be ready. This is still a friend. This is somebody you still care about, right? And it will be bad timing. So the next one that we have is soulmate, which kind of leads to that it's safe to fall, that friends to lovers. Allow that time to accumulate, your souls to also get to know each other, right? Allow yourselves to kind of get to understand each other a little bit more. Especially with you still freeing yourself, you're going through a lot. Allow that friend to be there, right? We have know your worth, you deserve better. Can we get clarification on know your worth, you deserve better? We got commitment. So again, make sure that if you are looking for commitment, you are looking for something that's long standing, and that conversation happens and they're saying not now, and the cards are saying like it's worth the wait, you just have to allow yourself to open up and be a little more free. Again, depending on the basis of the conversation. I'm not saying just like, hey, what it's just, that's why it gauge your own self. That's why I said free yourself, because you have to experience what you will or won't wait for, right? Because maybe this friend's lover isn't this friend that you're thinking of, right? It can be down the line, which can also be why it's bad timing, because you're thinking it's one person and it's another spirit. Is so hilarious that way. But I'm hearing if this person is having issues consistently with commitment, you've seen them do that with other people, you're seeing them kind of do that with you, then just know your worth and recognize that you deserve better, that this isn't the person that is your soulmate that I'm talking about, that this isn't the person that is going to allow it to be safe to fall, where you can truly continuously be free to express yourself. Because look at this, they're quite happy, right? They're both on the beach enjoying the sun, the water. What you have to allow yourself, that it will be bad timing if you don't open up and free yourself to what you're looking for, what you're looking to cultivate, and having all of those things. Because if somebody's not ready for commitment, they're ready to take that jump, that leap, whatever it is, what's the point, right? Anything else, Spirit, in regards to love for the new moon, as well as this midday checkup? Maybe you already had the conversation I'm hearing, and it's a means of recognizing, like, you are not happy with them saying that it's not now, it's not the time. That's what I mean. Like, you already approached it, you already talked about it, it's bad timing. It's not a good time. Like, and sometimes in a means of, like, it's not a bad timing because even look at what some people just thought, yeah, well, we're so good friends, right? And this, right? And I don't feel like there's, like, pedestal type shit. Friends, take a look at your friend. Are they even in a capacity to give you the romantic intimacy that you're looking for, right? Or are they really just good at giving you friendship intimacy? Because those are still intimate things. Those are very serious relationships. Those are very, you need to pay attention. You need to be tending to them, cultivating, nurturing them, right? That is what it is. That's why I said there is no, oh my, no, we're, my friend, my family, my lover, we're all right here. Because if I feel like one is over the other, then it's like, what am I doing? I'm not a capitalist, right? Not a classist. No, I don't do that. So know your worth and understand if there's not any commitment there, and if you're not seeing it, or you already talked about it, it's okay. If you're looking for commitment, just know your worth. You deserve better. But if this is a person that's just like, not now, I would love that, but right now I'm just not in the mindset. I'm not in the space, not in the capacity. I'm just not trying to do that. Whatever it is, whatever the answer is, whatever just to know, or maybe just never. They said never. Take that as an answer too. Okay. Because either way, you still are going to want to free yourself. You still are going to want to open up. And you should always start a relationship as friends. That's why I said it could be later down the line. You start a new friend, and that leads to a love relationship. That's why I said be mindful of that. So for this new moon, take that action. Be bold. Start the conversation. Start the words. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and get those final messages. Anything else, Spirit, for the close out for the new moon and the midweek check-in. I kept saying midday. I'm so sorry. Midday check-in. New moon and midday check-in. Anything else, Spirit, before I close it out? Anything else, Spirit, before Anything else, Spirit, before I close it out? All right, it's a little bit here. We're getting a lot of love messages. We're getting a lot of love. The first card that actually came out was self-love is top tier. So this is, again, letting us know that we have to be okay with us being seen because we are okay with us. We love us. We know what we want. We know what we're going after. We know what we desire. We know what we're cultivating. We know exactly what we're doing, right? It's a means of wanting to actually truly start over and begin again, right? So we have tabula rasa, which is new start, new beginnings, young, just like a baby, right? Like I said, starting over, and that is okay. Because that is a remembrance of the more that you love and you like yourself along the way, you'll actually start to care about yourself, treating yourself with the utmost respect and honesty, which leads, where is it, to dropping the facade. We got that at the top of the week of dropping the facade of, again, not lying to yourself, right? Being honest, because even you can lie to yourself into feeling guilty as well. If we're even bringing it back to the emotions of, it was all my fault, I did all the wrong, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have did this, if I would have did this, I'm feeling guilty. And it's like you're taking it on. But when you're lying to yourself in that way of trying to take all this on because you're trying to do the means accountability, you lose grace, you lose compassion for others, you lose the actual way to actually do what you need to do. Okay. So while you are going through all this, sorry, I'm trying to organize them as I'm talking and just collecting all their energies. So I thank you for working with me. But while you are currently do that, you will want to go ahead and do a mental health check. Like I said, which leads to that guilty feeling, because you want to intellectualize with other people and find more creative outlets, more sparks, more diving in, stimulating conversations, more growth, more progression, or whatever it is. You just want to be more centered and free in your life. And that just comes with just checking in on your mental health, recognizing like what's going on. And sometimes that can just be in the means of your insecurities popping out, right? Because when you're insecure, it means maybe just a screw is loose. That's how I imagine it. Like something just needs a little tightening. Something just needs a little like adjustment. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Because if your insecurities are showing, that means now you are illuminating the light to see them, and now you can kind of lead it all the way back, like pulling a string to follow the string in the forest, or whatever they say. And now you're falling back. Oh, that's why I'm insecure. Let's deal with that, right? Because if my insecurities are showing, that means I can deal with that shit. I can follow it all the way back, and that also leads with that mental health check. So sometimes just calm yourself. Take that trip. Take that vacation. Take that road trip. Take that day off. Sleep in. Rest. Relax. Say no. You need to have fun. Go on an adventure. Step outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes with cardinal signs as well, we'll stick to kind of a comfort zone. We'll start a lot of shit, but we get very comfortable, and that's how we drop a lot of shit as well. So it's a means of calming yourself, right? Relaxing yourself, allowing yourself, like, okay, what can I start again that my heart will stay in, that my emotions will enjoy right now and for a long time as well. So take that in, calm yourself. You also need an orgasm. Okay, you need an orgasm, you need that release. It doesn't always have to be sexually stimulating orgasms that is limiting yourself to that. It can be food gasms. It can be people get like very happy orgasms when they're going on vacations, when they're getting ready and prepared for that. After you just got your hair done, fresh set of nails, pussy wax, whatever it is. It's like certain things can give you that orgasmic feeling. You finally finish that project that you've been working on. You're just like, fuck yes, you know. Whatever it is, you need an orgasm. You need that sense of euphoric release of something that is really ingrained inside. So get you an orgasm, okay? And that will also help you. So calm yourself. Or again, it can also still be sexual. Get an orgasm that way. Sexually liberate yourself, okay? So we also have I want to get to this. We have ancestors displeased, right? Then that can mean a means of again restricting your mindset, holding yourself back, not actually taking the action that you need to, which can lead to you failing to actually commit. You're not committing to yourself, you're not committing to your plan, you're not seeing it through, you're not thinking it through, you're allowing things to just happen, you're not actually committing. You said you were going to do this, but you never did it. You said you were going to set this up, but you didn't set this up. You said you were going to quit this, but you didn't quit it. You said you were going to take it off, but you never took it off. You said you were going to, whatever, you're not actually committing to what your words are saying. And you want to be more liberated within your mindset while taking in others. And sometimes that can lead to feeling guilty because you're like, damn, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And you're not. So liberate yourself. You can also be worn out, which also needs you to speak up more because your body is going to speak up to you. You need to speak up for your body, for your mind, and so forth. Okay? If you can have compassion for other people should have compassion for you. So instead of being that failure to commit, which again is anything that burnout, that worn out, that tired, that not being really sure of self, allowing yourself that trueness, it's a means of it's gonna tear you down. Okay, you have to rest. You have to start speaking up. You have to start being more vocal and allowing that truth. Because again, Venus in retrograde is about relationships. It is also about relationships with self. Self love is top tier. Am I loving myself? Am I caring about myself? Right? Ooh, right? And if you're not committing, come on out. We have potential only matters when someone acts on it. Ancestors are tired of you always. You have this potential, you have these ideas, you got all this energy, and we know you do because you're irritated with things. Now you're having things not going your way. Homeostasis changed. You got all this energy. Now you're irritated, and we know irritated can lead to full blown anger, which is all this charging up. So if you have all this potential for all that rah rah rah, do it in a way that's better. Because now you're just fucking displeasing us. Like, come on now, we're literally giving you a clean slate, top of the roster, clean slate, new beginning. Start over with what you want to do, what is aligning with your heart, your emotions, and what you want to do. But you got all this potential. You're saying, I could have did that. I was supposed to do that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you didn't. And here we are, right? Just start putting this stuff into action. And Spirit is saying, you want to do it a certain way, but you can't. You need to buck the system. Which is why that change is coming in. Which is why that shift is coming in. It literally said for the card 48 to use the wisdom, right? Humans are okay with using the wisdom. Generations of ancestors, things are okay with using that. Use that. Take that information. Like, oh, okay. That worked for them. It may not work for me. That's okay. But I did so taking what you have, what you do know, and applying what you don't know, which is just, it reminds me of there's food at home, right? It's sometimes what you don't know is just in a sense of going inside of self, right? So you need to buck the system, because right now is in a means of also neglecting your intuition of what you know you need to do. You know you need to put your mark on, you know you need to start operating. But you won't take those steps and trust in yourself, believe in yourself, take that step out, say, I am in control of my destiny. I'm taking charge of that. I'm okay being seen. It can lead to neglecting intuition, but you mentally know you don't want to do that because you want to be more intellectual, which leads to more than just book smart, right? You want to tap into that, and it just sometimes comes to recognizing you are stronger than you know. That Leo, come on, you are stronger than you know. You are powerful. You are majestic. You are amazing. You are cultivating something that you're able to feel and experience again as well. Okay, so you're stronger than you know and taking all of that in. I think that's all Spirit has for you, besides realization that there may be a separation and or relocation happening with someone and or something. It could be separation or relocation with a job, so you can separate from a job and or relocate with a job. It can be a separation and a relocation of a person. You can separate this person and relocate. You get what I'm saying? So Spirit is saying just be prepared for that separation and or relocation, because either way it's going to happen. So just be prepared. Just be ready. Okay? We have it'll break your heart. That's the last one. We have it'll break your heart, and it will. Sometimes taking that shift, taking that change, that release, and also being seen, it also illuminates the heart. The Leo, the lion, the heart. It'll break your heart of illuminating like that. And if we're thinking about the full moon and how the full moon is about information being seen, the accumulation of that, having all of the climaxes of all the information and shit pulling up, it'll break your heart. The ancestors want you to know that they love you for free. They love you for free. They want everything to work out for you. They want you to be prosperous. They want you to be happy. They want you to enjoy life. They want you to also break generational bonds and curses as well. So they don't want you playing around. They don't want you dilly-dallying. They want you to make sure that you're not repeating shit that they did, or you're starting new shit that's going to be repeated like 48, and you need to be more like 52, where you're like a little bit more steady, a little bit more like those mountains, okay? Where it can, if it needs to, but we're strong, okay? So the next one that we have is definitely you are wanting to stop looking for things that don't work for you. So we have stop looking for love in the trash. This is not just like in an intimately romantic way, but in a friendship way intimately, as well as in a family way. You're not looking for love in the trash, right? You are looking for something that's long-standing, something that can actually, where you don't feel like you have to control every aspect, think about every aspect, worry about every aspect. It actually truly allows you to free yourself to truly fall in love, to have that soulmate connection, right? To have that under and understanding with each other, right? So you're done looking for love in the trash, and Spirit is also telling you to stop looking for love in the trash if you're hoping that something is going to actually work. If it is worth the wait, it wouldn't be in the trash already, okay? We have the 999, which is transformative ending. So this is, again, in a recognition. Spirit is saying that you are going to find out information about this person, and that's what's going to transform you to be like, I'm done with this, I'm done with that, it's over, I have to break it off. Whatever it is, I'm also hearing a career, because people also love their career as well, so I don't ever want to leave that out, because for you bitches, I respect as well. So stop looking for love in the trash with jobs, with opportunities, with promotions, right? We have the transformative ending, which again is that finding out that information, okay? Because we have belongs to the streets, which meaning this opportunity wasn't for you, this person wasn't for you, the situation belongs to the streets. Again, with family, can also sometimes that title really gets people like, oh, it's this. Obviously, you knew them for a long time, like your fucking family, but do they actually know you? Or are they outside of the house looking in through the windows and they can't even see your full life, okay? So transformative ending of how you're thinking about things, how you're operating, how you're truly allowing yourself to see things, opening your perception, your mindset, and things of that sort, so that way you can truly use that compassion for a way that's needed, okay? We're going to go with... We have third party. So again, that is somebody coming in, or something coming in, news coming in, information coming in, right? If we're even thinking about the love, that can also be someone coming in. So if we're thinking about all of this as a third party. We also have big dick energy. This is about you. This is about you. It can also be about the person, yes, but this is that big dick energy of you pulling it up with your big full mane. You're prowling, you're stalking, you're ready, you're prepared. You know exactly what you want, you know exactly what you don't want. You're not here to play, but you also are here to play and enjoy and experience. It's the big dick energy. I don't need to say I got a big dick. You just know I got a big dick. I bet you want to see it, don't you? Nasty. All right. We have a deep, intimate connection, which is 222. It's also about your mindset. Right? I'm thinking 222. Am I prepared for this? Am I thinking about this? Am I ready for this? It's what I think is what I speak, what I speak is what I create. So deep, intimate connection. You have to think the positive. I'm ready to experience this. I'm ready to take this in. I'm ready to hold this, mix it up, and take out what I don't need, and soak up the moment. Deep, intimate connection with this person, with this situation. If it's a business partner, plan, collaboration, promotion, whatever, it's going to be something again where your heart and your emotions are in it for the long run. If it's a relationship and the intimate side, it's a means of this is something that I really can feel this for the long run. Get what I'm saying? We have onward and upward, which is beautiful. That means it's just going on and up from here. On and up. On and up, which means we're actually putting that action into work, like the cardinal energy, like the new moon energy, even like the full moon energy. All of those cards is like get it in, right? Which leads to something to celebrate at the end of the day. This is something that you're going to rejoice about. This is something that, again, your heart is ready for and prepared to take it in. Okay, so that has been the reading for the new moon as well as our mid-weekly check-in. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to do these live on my Instagram at Latissa_moon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and their special moon day. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way I can continuously share this information. I love you guys, and I hope that you love yourselves more. Until next time.